Hello again, everybody, and welcome back once again to the mail vlog. I gotta remember the camera's up there. It's really weird having the preview. Let's see if I can... The preview is so hard not to look at. It's like, oh my gosh, look at my face. Alright, face is tiny and also near the webcam. There we go. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the mail vlog. I don't remember... I think I did one last month, so we're good. We're caught up. There's a lot of stuff this month. Again, next month won't be so bad, but this month there was a couple things that I needed to get, and then a couple things that I got in like a bundle or like a package, or a couple things that I was trying to get. There's a lot of things where I need, it's like if you get one thing, then you need another thing and another thing and another thing. So it seems like a lot, but it's not a lot, but it is a lot, but it's not. So it's okay. But let's start off with art supplies. I decided that I wanted to do possibly a bit of watercolor painting. So I looked around online and I actually found some really sweet deals on eBay. For example, I know the box is a little bit haggard, but this is the Metal Sketchers box from Winsor & Newton Cotman Watercolors. I think, is this one? This one's made in England, so we're good here. I think the other one I got is made in China, but as you can see, this one originally purchased was £41, and I think currently this sells for like £49 or something, but I got it for like under 10, so pretty sweet deal. And it's completely unused, and it comes with like, what does it say, how many? 24 half pans. So I guess since I keep telling you guys that it is in better shape than it looks like. So there's like a dent. Well, there's a dent here, but that doesn't matter. It's got like this thumb ring, so like it's basically like a traveling set of watercolors. So here you go when you open it up. So it's completely unused, and then each of these sides is like a palette, and I think, yeah, you can take this completely out and use that as a palette too if you want, if you're doing a lot of colors. But it's got all the basics, and as I said, it's like a traveler set, so you can do plein air painting, which is basically going outside and painting, just outside. But I thought this was a sweet set, and I got a really good deal on it, so I was happy with that. And then while I was looking at watercolor paints, I found another set, Winsor & Newton Cotman unused, and this one's the 45 half pan set, and similarly I got it for like less than half, maybe a quarter of the actual like retail price. So I probably won't use this one right away. I might even just give this one to my mom. Shh. But same thing. This one's actually made in China, like most of their, I guess, sets are nowadays. But how do I open on this side? No, open on this side. Here we go. So same kind of thing, only this one has 45 half pans, and then it's got the palette areas here. You can't remove this whole tray as an area, but there's a spot here for paintbrushes. And this one I guess you could take outside and use too, but sorry, it just got sunnier, and that's why it's gonna happen. You can still take this one out with you, but it's a lot heavier and bigger and bulkier, and there's no like thumb ring or anything like that, so not as useful for using on the go, but still I got a really good deal on it, and I couldn't pass it up. Like I say, if nothing else, I'll give this to my mom and she will be very happy. So even if I don't use it, it won't go to waste. But it's funny too, like looking at the age difference of the packaging, just how, I mean, obviously it's the same thing, but like this one's like a light blue now, and this one's darker, and I think that's just from sun damage. I don't know. But so that's that. That's the first two items. Oh, and with the small set, I actually also got 12 soft pastels from WHS. What's WHS? WHS or WH Smith. They're broken, but that's what soft pastels do. But they look like they're basically unused. They've just been probably moved around in boxes a lot, so they're a bit banged up, but This was basically free because the price I got the watercolor, it was just extra. I didn't care even if I got it or not, but yeah, so I can do some soft pastels too, maybe. So to go with that, I got some watercolor brushes. These are Galore Rowney Aquafine 301. There's a round 6, round 10, and a rigger 2, and they're sable and synthetic. So similarly, I got these for like £2 or £3 online, so I got a really good deal on it. You can kind of see the different tips. I'm one of those people that I know there's like a million bajillion different types of brushes. Similarly with like pencils, you can get like 2H and 4H and 2B and 4B and all these other things. Sorry, I'm talking and I'm showing you something else. You can get a lot of different things, but I'm the kind of person that will only use like 1 or 2, and I'll just love those and I'll use them forever for everything, even though it might be easier if I use something else. But another thing I got is this little Winsor & Newton brush, and it is actually a travel brush. So if I can get all the bristles in there all nice and neatly. There you go. Goes into this, and it's tiny. But this was intended when I bought it to go with the little travel kit, but I'll probably just use these anyways. But this is still, I love stuff like this. This is cool. So even if I never use it, I love this. This is awesome. I love little like travel functioning, changing, transforming little stuff like this. So got that, and I got this. So I got some brushes to go with the paints, and then I got some paper to go with my paints. Very tiny paper. This is Reeves Watercolor Postcards. So there's 12 sheets, and then each of them, it actually has like a blank cover, and then on the back it has the postcard already set up. So yeah, secrets. But that's the thing. I actually have some more blank regular watercolor paper coming as well, but that hasn't arrived yet. Once again, it's like, if I want to do watercolor painting, I need to have at least, at the very bare minimum, some paint, a brush, and some paper. So I can't really get away from, you know, having 5 or 6 things to do that. I also got a refill. This was like an add-on on Amazon. I got another one of my favorite pens. This is the Pentel Quick Dry Retractable Medium Energel Rollerball in purple. So, my other favorite pen right now is the Uniball Signo 207, and it's like a black and purple. So it's got a little bit of purple on there, but it's also got that fade into black. So this one's darker and smears less, but this one's prettier. So those are my 2 favorite pens right now, if you were wondering. And I'm putting things into a bin when I'm done with them. At least some of the things. I'm not going to put all of them in there, but, you know. Okay, to go along with art, I got a couple new coloring books. I don't need more because I already have one at least here. And I have 1 or 2 at home. But I wanted some more, so I got some more. I got the Oodles of Doodles, the purple one, and apparently, I believe, this might only be, I haven't really seen this anywhere other than eBay, so it might be that they just mostly sell it through eBay, but yeah, I don't know, I'll probably do, like, some reviews of some of the different coloring books that I get and everything, but this one I'm quite pleased with. It was really cheap, and I wasn't sure because there wasn't really much information about it, but a lot of them I find have very sloppily resized line art, or just art that does not appeal to me in any way. It's kind of the problem with, I say being an artist, but I'm not, I don't know. I don't think of myself as an artist, but I have a freaking diploma in visual arts, so I know a thing or two about art. I just hate my own art, but I'm also really picky about other people's art, so I'm really picky about coloring books, and this one so far I'm satisfied with. I haven't colored it yet, but I like it. And I actually got another one, and it's called Blossoms and Butterflies. And similarly, it focuses on tiny detail. This one's a little bit more, like you're not as much going to be coloring just in the lines because there's like textural stuff too. But this one has a lot of like very British, very UK kind of like just farmhouse scenes and stuff like that. So there's like bunnies and birds and gardens and stuff like that. So I mean, it's called Blossoms and Butterflies, but I don't know, it's very, yeah, like this is one, there's a 2-page spread of bird feeders. Bird feeders. I love that. That's awesome. So, oh, we got some bee houses, you know. I don't know. Like I say, I'm a little bit, it's not just the art, it's the line, the paper, the art, the theme. I'm picky about this stuff. So anyways, Blossoms and Butterflies. We'll see how that one works out for me. But I thought that would be fun. And then especially, sorry, now I actually have to get closer. I thought that would be fun maybe to do some videos on my upcoming ASMR channel of like coloring those and stuff. So we'll see. From art, we're going to go directly back to electronics, which I think everything else, yeah, everything else for this mail vlog is electronics or electronics related. For the ASMR channel, I've been getting some basically cheap controllers. But I'm trying to get like branded ones because I'm just, yeah. So anyways, I got this what is this, the classic controller. These are all pretty dirty, but I'm gonna clean them up. And yeah, I think most of these don't work. That's why I got them really cheap, but I don't really care because I only really care about like the sound. So the Wii classic controller, which is fun. And then we've got, I think this is the only off-brand one I got. I got this off-brand GameCube controller, which, yeah, it just doesn't have a logo. So, yeah, that's how they get around. I don't know how they do it, where they're just like, yeah, I'm just literally going to copy this exact product, but not have a logo on it and somehow get away with it. But hey, I would have preferred to get a branded one, and I'm going to still try to get a branded one, but this one's an off-brand one, and I think could still, if this one works, use it with the Wii, so that's not too bad anyways. And then I got this N64 controller, which is also quite dirty. Most of these are. But that's why I get them cheap, because they're just, someone found them in an attic. They're maybe not broken, and they're kind of manky looking. So I get them for like $1 or $2. But I can clean them up, and then I can use them for an ASMR video, and that's fine. There's something shaking around in this one, so dubious on whether or not it works. But I don't have an N64, so it's okay. There we go. And then last controller that I got this time, also probably the dirtiest, is a Dreamcast controller, which it doesn't have the little things that go in there, but what are you going to do? It's okay. I can get those separate if I want to, but I'm not actually using it. Once again, don't have a Dreamcast. I just want it for the buttons and the sounds that it makes and all that fun stuff. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Another actual, legitimate, genuine, other words that mean the same thing. And then relatedly, I got these parts for a specific thing, but I don't know if I'm going to do that specific thing anymore. But either way, now I have these parts. I have just a clear Game Boy Color case with like the buttons and stuff, but not the screen or the actual stuff in it. And then similarly, purple Game Boy Advance, buttons, no screen, no innards. And a silver Game Boy Advance, buttons, no screen, no innards. And then with that came a goodie bag of weird little electronic bits. These are mostly game pads and buttons. Mostly game pad, like the behind part for the buttons for like various Nintendo handhelds. So that all came together as like one thing. And then, oh, sorry. I got this completely destroyed, not very good looking, like how do you do that to a charging port? That's not even, is that? Yeah, how do you do that? I don't know how you do that, but it's missing the battery. It looks like total garbage, but the screen looks totally fine. And so that's what I'm taking out of this. I'm going to see if I can possibly just use this screen with an adapter in a Game Boy Advance to make it so that it has a lit screen. Maybe, I don't know if it's possible to do, but I'm going to try. Either way, this way, regardless, hopefully one of the two pieces of junk SPs I have will be able to front light my Game Boy Color. So either way, I should be able to get something in that vicinity. And then I got a keycap puller. It's basically just some little pieces of metal on a plastic thing. So, because one of the videos I want to do, I'm not sure if it's for, yeah, probably for the ASMR channel, but I want to do a video, and also I want to just do cleaning my keyboard. So I haven't cleaned it in a while, needs a good doing over. And I thought it'd be fun to make a video about it. So I'll probably be doing that in the future, maybe. But I have a keycap puller now, so I can do it. My keycap puller, I left at home. No, we're still not onto the games yet. We'll get onto the games soon. So something else relatedly to ASMR, actually, and the ASMR channel, was I got this bag of mic sock things because, well, let me, here, move this, move that, move this, oh gosh, move that. I didn't plan this very well. Okay. Okay. So, for ASMR, got a second one of these. So now I have, well, I don't have, but at Tim's house I have two P3S vocal dynamic microphones from AKG. So I have one on this side, which I'm using right now. I don't know if you can, there you go. And then there's one on this side, over here, on another mic arm, and basically when I'm doing the ASMR videos, I have those two mics at a different position than I normally would for normal recording, and I needed a mic sock for that one, and now, like, one of them's purple, one of them's blue, and then I also have a mic sock up here, which, I don't know, this is part of like a mount that I have so that I can hang the webcam upside down above my desk and do like an overhead video thing. So I got another AKG mic, cardioid, yeah, stuff. So for that, we needed some more of these. And it was one of those things where it was like cheaper to get a whole bag of mixed colors than it was to get one. So, and similarly, relatedly for ASMR and also for my headaches and other things and other reasons, got some more fans. They look like chocolate boxes, but they're not, I swear. They're called Noctua. So these Noctua fans. And these are just to make it so the computer runs quieter so that it doesn't, so you don't hear it in the recordings, basically. That's the gist of it. So I got these two Noctua fans. I think we're looking at getting possibly one more. But these were highly recommended on Linus Tech Tips, and they're just really, really, really quiet, but also really good. So got these, the A14 and the S12A apparently. I didn't order them. I think the only thing left is games, and there's a few of them. So let's start with Vita Games because there's the most of them. I feel a little bit bad. All right, so firstly, I got these three together from an American seller. One of those things where it was like the prices were all pretty good and then the shipping was combined, so I had to go for all three. But I got K-On! It's a Japanese game, Japanese rhythm game, I should say. And then I got the Taiko games for PSP, number 1 and 2. The only other one is there's an XD one, I think. and I'm not entirely sure what the differences are, probably just different songs. They're all in Japanese. I enjoy playing them, but I don't really understand them, and I'm not entirely sure what the differences are, but these are going in my rhythm game collection. I need to do some kind of series or something because I have a lot of rhythm games, but the problem being is actually recording the footage of rhythm games usually gives you copyright hits. So it's like one of those really weird things that I want to share and like especially share the differences of the games, but I have to find a really good way to do it. So speaking of getting games from like one person and getting a bunch of them, I think all of these games I got from one person. And it was, once again, was one of those things where combined shipping, there was like 2 or 3 games that I really wanted. And then they had a bunch of other games that I was interested in or were on my watch list, but like wasn't like, oh my God, I have to get them now. But combined shipping and having the bidding end at like 3 a.m. in the morning or something meant I got a lot of these games for like less than $1. So I ended up getting them all. Which, yeah. Anyways, let's go through all these. We've got Poppin' Music Portable, which, well, Poppin' Music Portable 2, I should say. The little swan is a 2. Another Japanese rhythm game, and one that I don't see that often online. Same with K-On, actually. Actually, same with Taiko. I don't really see them often that much. Often that much? I don't. This is a Gundam Wing game? Not Gundam Wing. Gundam game. Sorry. Grew up with Gundam Wing. This is a Gundam game of some type, and it was like 50 cents or something. So I added it on. I haven't tried it. Japanese. I don't know if it's even playable, like, without speaking Japanese, but can't remember what this is called. There is an English version of this game. There's not, like, none of, well, maybe the Taiko game, but none of the rest of these games have English versions as far as I understand. This one does have an English version, and it has dubious reviews, but it's like kind of the inverted version of, well, it's kind of related to Dungeon Keeper, where you have to like protect a king or a hero or something or monster. I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but it looked interesting and it was really cheap. This is the second version. There's a 2 on it. I believe there were 2 versions. Phantasy Star Portable Infinity 2 in Japanese. So not sure if I'll be able to play it. But like I said, it was basically like $1 or 2 or something. I do have the first one in English, Phantasy Star Portable, and then there's Phantasy Star Portable 2, and then there's Phantasy Star Infinity 2, and I don't know the differences between those two. But if I play the first one in English, I might be able to understand this one. That's kind of why I got it, because Phantasy Star Portable Infinity 2, I don't know if I've ever seen it in English. Maybe I have. But Phantasy Star Portable 2 is always really expensive, so it's one of those things. It's a gamble. If nothing else, I can just sell it off again, but... And then getting back to the rhythm games, we have the Idolmaster Shiny Festa. So this is... Wait. Shiny Festa, and this one has a flower. I don't know. This one is also Shiny Festa, but this one has a sun. So these are 2 different versions. There's always 3 versions, or not always, but there's usually 3 versions of any Idolmaster game, and they just have different idols in them. So once again, in Japanese, never released in English. I'd give it a shot. Rhythm game. But this one involves a lot more text than most rhythm games. So I also got the Idolmaster SP Perfect Sun. So this is a different version of the game, different series of the game. And I don't think it has the same lineup as either of the other games I have. I don't entirely know. I don't really know the Idolmaster characters at all. I've only seen the game played a little bit, and I think the only English version of the game that's available is like an app and it's really expensive, or it only works for iPhone or something. I don't know. Most of the Idolmaster content is Japanese only. So I don't really know that much about it, but I'm interested in it. Hey, there we go. So here's the Taiko, oh, DX. Did I say XD? Taiko DX. So I think I have all of the Taiko games for PSP now. I'm not sure, but it's another Taiko game. I think, I don't know words. I mean, these are the songs, but they're not, it's Japanese. I don't know if I recognize any of those titles offhand. Ah, one of them's from Naruto. One of them's from God Eater Burst, maybe? But that's not the anime section. Oh, Project Diva 2nd. There are English words, I swear. Alright, whoa, back to more rhythm games. Every Extend Extra, this was actually released in English as well, but hey, it's the Japanese version. It was, like I say, add-on, mixed shipping, cheap. So I picked that up. And then lastly, another Japanese release only, Megpoid, the Music, which is basically a Miku knockoff with, was it Megumi? No, I'm forgetting. Yeah, Gumi. Yeah, not Megumi, just Gumi. So she's one of the favorite Vocaloids for a lot of people, but this is like her only solo game, and it's apparently not very good, or at least not as good as like Miku games, but I picked it up because I like rhythm games, and especially with Japanese rhythm games, it's like you usually don't need to worry too much about reading anything unless it's an Idolmaster game. But yeah, so there's the Gumi game. And lastly, I do have some English games, and these were all from different sellers and super cheap. So I got Popula Croix, I guess. This is somehow related to the new Story of Seasons game, which either just came out or is coming out. I don't have yet, but this is related to it, and it's basically a fantasy game. The cover's really weird. Like, this cover is very confusing and weird to me, comparatively to like the actual content of the game. It's like that, it's okay, RPG, but like this is a weird cover to me. But it's in English, yay, so I can understand it. And then we have two rhythm games. We have Beaterator, which is Rockstar Games and Timbaland present Beaterator, actually. But this one's sealed. Oh my gosh, sealed. It's because it's apparently a terrible game. But like I say, it was really cheap, and I have like a collection of rhythm games, so I picked it up. And then we also have Lumines 2. I don't have Lumines 1 yet, but this features music videos from the Black Eyed Peas, Chemical Brothers, Beck, Junior, Senior, Gwen Stefani, and other popular artists. So you can kind of tell when that came out, but it's like a puzzle music game. It's not really a rhythm game, more like a puzzle music game. And then lastly, we have, oh, hey, Puzzle Chronicles, which I guess I don't entirely know where or when this came from. But it reminds me of that other series of games that I don't think this is related to. And I can't remember what it's called, but it has puzzle in the name. But Puzzle Chronicles, and it's from Konami, apparently. 5 challenging mini-games. Explore the wilds of the blah 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 empire. Battle fierce monsters and blah 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 blah. And then lastly, Midway Arcade Treasures Extended Play, and another one that goes for a surprising amount of money. But that's probably because it has a lot of really old games that are harder to get on their own or impossible to get on that generation of consoles and handhelds. So this has a bunch of games nobody's heard of, and then also stuff like Paperboy, Clax, Joust, Marble Madness, Gauntlet, the biggest ones being Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 3. So a bunch of games I've never heard of, but it's pretty cool, and it's got a wide variety of old games. So basically, if you've got that hankering to play something retro-er than you have a console for, you can get these kind of mixed package games that you can still play it legally and legitimately and on a console or a handheld, but just not maybe how it was released. So that's kind of my midway. I'm like, okay, I don't want to get like an SNES right now, or an NES, or this or that or the other thing. But hey, I can get the PSP Midway Arcade Treasures and stuff like that. Speaking of retro, let's get into the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, because apparently that's quite a stack as well. Firstly, we have Bust-A-Move Millennium, and it came with the book. No box, but just the book. So that's like the one that doesn't fit on the stack. And then we've got this like stack of games. Let's see here. I think this is almost in like reverse order of when I bought them. So, and some of them I haven't actually tested, but we have Adventure Island, Mortal Kombat. I told you. I also did get the Mortal Kombat on Game Boy. It was one of those things. Seller was ending it at a bad time, so I got a good deal. Pocket Bomberman. I think this is the only Bomberman game I have so far. Another one of those. Bomberman, Kirby. A lot of the bigger name stuff that you wouldn't really expect to go for a lot goes for a lot, like all the time. Which is why I end up getting really bad versions of them, like Wario Land with a terrible, terrible, terrible label. Because I'm not super concerned. I actually just want to play the game. So Wario Land, which I've really, 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 really been enjoying, actually. I've never played any of the Wario games before. Wario Land 3. I don't have Wario Land 2 yet, but I do have Wario Blast, featuring Bomberman. Haven't played it yet. I've got Earthworm Jim, Menace to the Galaxy. Terrible game. Absolutely terrible game. Probably going to resell or reuse for something else because it's a terrible, terrible, terrible game. Tetris DX. Tetris 2. Dr. Mario with the Mankey label. Disney's Aladdin, which seems like it's very, very bad controls-wise. I was having a really hard time when I was trying to play it, but we'll see. Yoshi's Cookie, which is like a puzzle game. Kind of like a Dr. Mario-ish game, but different. And then Primal Rage, which I remember watching my best friend's brother play on the computer when I was really, really, really young, like a DOS computer. Like it was a long time ago. So for me, this is like, I don't actually really care about the game itself, but to me, this is something that is nostalgia. So that is all of those. Oh, my phone is in the way. Well, I guess I'm not moving that over there anymore. Almost done. Okay, we're over half an hour. Almost done. So we have 2 DS games, 2 unboxed DS games, 2 SB games, and then 6 more regular DS games in actual cases. So let's go with the SB games first. We have 2 Japanese ones here. Mr. Driller 2. One of those things you don't really need to actually read it, and it's cheaper to get it in another language. I only want to play it, so I don't really care. And then this is one of the Starfree games. Once again, incredibly expensive in English for some reason. And I don't think you have to read it. I haven't actually played it yet, so I don't know. And then for unboxed DS games, I have Art Academy. It's like $1 or something, and I do kind of want to get back into drawing or something, so I thought that might be a fun stream. And then Wario Master of Disguise. So I'm trying to get like more of the Wario games because they're fun. And I've never played any of them before, so. Okay, last stuff. We're on the very last, just rearranging some things. Okay. Got a couple DS games. We have DJ Star. Never heard of it. Probably crap. But it's a rhythm game. And it was cheap, so I picked it up. And then we have the new Super Mario Brothers, which I hadn't previously played, so this is my first time playing it, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's a lot of fun. I'd rather play the new one, the newer one, the 3D one, but I would have to get the North American version unless I got a UK 3DS, or the Japanese version because I have a Japanese 3DS, but I don't think I've seen it in Japanese. I think I've only seen the UK, which living in the UK. That is not surprising. And then we also have Mahjong DS, which is surprisingly terrible. I didn't think you could screw up Mahjong, but haven't enjoyed this game at all. I'm probably just gonna resell this. I legitimately enjoy Mahjong. I really do. But this is not scratching the itch I thought it would. So, all right, last three, leaving the best for last. We've got Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. I've never played a Zelda game ever, but I don't know if this will be the first one I play. It just was the first one I was able to purchase and for a console that I could play it on. So I picked this one up. Spirit Tracks is eluding me price-wise. I'm really cheap. I'm just trying to pick things up really cheap. And Spirit Tracks is not playing along, so we'll see about that one. And then these two are actually the ones I was the most excited about, I guess. Lunar Nights, which I haven't actually played very much of, but this is the third in the Boktai series. And it's actually by Konami, and it's like by Kojima, apparently. Kojima Productions, or whatever. Yeah, produced by Hideo Kojima. So, Lunar Nights, it's an RPG, and it's really cool, at least the ones I've played, which is Boktai 1 and 2. In Boktai 1 and 2, you actually had to... There was a little part that came out of your Game Boy Advance, and you actually had to have, like, sunlight on it to charge up your magic. You could also just use a black light. That worked really well. This was just what I did. But I never finished those games, and I really want to. But this is the third version, Lunar Nights, and you don't require sunlight for this one. So, but yeah, there are dynamic weather and blah, 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 and this and that and stuff and whatever. But interesting for me, like, this is the kind of RPG that I'm interested in that has some kind of, like, I don't know, is interesting to me. I really enjoy this series so far, what I've played of it. I've never finished any of them, so... And then lastly, probably the one I've been playing the most out of all the games that I've purchased is Lost in Blue 3. I want to get the other ones. This is another Konami game. But it's basically you're on a deserted island and you have to survive. My first save file that I tried, I died within like less than a week because I wasn't eating enough or drinking enough water and somebody got sick and then didn't go so well. Now I'm on like almost a month into my save and it's pretty fun. But it's the kind of fun that's like really stressful, so I can't always play it. It's got that kind of like, I mean, it's a survival game, but it's, I don't know about hardcore, but it's definitely not easy. And it's a little bit difficult for sure. This is Lost in Blue 3. I want to get 2 and 1, but I haven't so far gotten them. I don't know if there were any more after 3 yet. This is 2007, 2008, apparently. So I haven't like really done my research on it, but I'm really enjoying Lost in Blue 3. So that is everything, and this is almost 40 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to leave that off here for today. I hope you all have enjoyed, and let me know if you have any experience or preference or thoughts on the things that I've bought or what you've bought or any interesting finds you've had in the last month. And I will see you all next time.